Today we are going to study and find out about the chapter 1 of NCERT class 6, and the name of the chapter is Understanding Diversity. The main key areas or main subtopics for the chapter are diversity in our lives, diversity in India, and unity in diversity. So to start with, just think for a moment of your best friends of your class, your best friend in the class or in your neighborhood. In fact, how did you become friends with them? Did you see something, their family backgrounds? What was it that made up friends with each other? Okay, how did you become friends with each other? And do you fight at some times? How do you resolve to those fights? What happens when you're fighting? Are you happy that you're fighting with each other, or you raise your uh, concern to resolve your fights? Who helps you in resolving them? Do you all celebrate only your birthdays, or only your different functions at home, or you are celebrating different festivals? Are you celebrating it all alone in the house, or you are celebrating with each other at school and in your neighborhood? Now, what is diversity? Diversity, when I say, it means that you are accepting the differences between each other. You have no issue why the other person is behaving differently. Suppose your friend who could be from, say, who could be a Sikh, who could be a Muslim, who could be from a Christian family. So do you have problem with that? Okay, in your class, we always observe that children are coming from different backgrounds, not just religiously, but we have different economic background also. Some may be very poor, some may not be very poor, some would be very rich and may not be very rich. But do you count all this? Suppose the domestic help who is coming to you, how do you behave with them, or with the children, those who are coming? If they need help, do you help them, or you just refrain yourself that okay, you are from a different background, different economic background, so I'll not speak to you? If you're doing it, you're doing a wrong thing, because they are coming to help you out in different things at home. They help you, they help your parents, your mother specifically, right? So, and just think, do you, if they are asking for help, if your domestic help is asking for help, or you're the driver at your home, or the cleaner at your home, if they're asking, or the didis that you have in your school, if they're asking for help, do you help them, or just refrain yourself from helping? But we always help. And why? That means we are accepting this diversity. When we talk about diversity, it does not mean only having cultural differences, only having language differences. This diversity means that we are respecting each other uniqueness, each other taste. See, this could be a different or a broad topic. Now coming to your diversity in the class. Okay, your friends, they may like reading one particular novel or one particular author. You may like reading different author, right? So do you fight with that particular friend of yours because he or she is fond of reading one particular author? No, we don't do that. We accept that uniqueness, we accept that diversity. Now your friend could be very good in sports, you may not be. You may be very good at music, you may be very good at dance. So just because your friend is not into what you are doing, so do you fight with each other, or do you pull him to do what you are doing? No, we don't do that. That means you as children are respecting each other uniqueness, you are respecting each other differences. So this is about being diversified. Okay, we are open, we have lot of uniqueness. Okay, and when we are accepting it, we are becoming one. Now, what is diversity? So whatever we have discussed so far, so we can sum it up like this, that diversity, when I say, I mean that people can be different. They can be different in looks, they can be different in their thought process, they can be different in the in the work that they do. They can be different in the beliefs that they have. They can have different style of choice, different living style, different way of dressing, and they may value different things. But are you having problem with that, or you just accept what they are doing. If you are accepting your friends, your people in the neighborhood, then you are accepting the diversity around you. Okay, if one thing goes plain, suppose if you are eating, when you go to the restaurant one day, you are eating, say, South Indian food, other day you eat Italian food, third day you might eat, North Indian food. So we have different variety in food in India. So but if you continue to eat only one type of food, would you be like happy going out? No, we want variety. So if you are accepting these differences in terms of eating, we should be accepting all of the differences also. Okay, because these cultural differences, like I just talked to you about the food variation that we have in our country, and you all, when you are eating South Indian food, that means you are accepting the uniqueness of South India, which is part of our country, right? When you are eating Italian food, then you are going a little global and accepting the global uniqueness. Like Italian food, when you are eating, you are relating to and accepting the uniqueness of Italian, right? Now diversity brings real benefits. Okay, so it brings richness and variety in the society. So when we say India, in the schools, when we celebrate festival, we have a huge range of festival which bring different colors to our festival, and to the and it brings liveliness to our lives also. Okay, and more importantly, we get to learn more from each other. There are always new and interesting things to be learned from each. Now, look at this picture. This talks about unity in diversity in India. Okay. So, if you look at this picture truly beautifully describes the cultural festival diversification we have in our country. Look at every picture, each and every picture is so beautifully describing the richness of our cultural diversity. And you see this in movies. When you see this, you enjoy this. Why not? And suppose if you have an old man, an old man who could be poor, who could be from a different religion or a different state, he needs your help. Will you just let him be on the road because he is not from your group or your culture or your state? Or you will go and extend your helping hand? I know you all will go and extend your helping hand, because this is what India believes in. Okay, and we all, these, no festival is new to you, because we all had been watching all these festivals. We all had been uh, uh, enjoying looking at them, and many of us uh, wear these costumes also, because we have accepted all this to be part of India. If you are eating, if you are fond of eating South Indian food, that means you have accepted the uniqueness which South Indian states have. Now see the religions in India. We have so many religions, and I think everyone knows something of all the religion, and that contributes to the uniqueness in our country, because we believe in unity in diversity. Look at the language that our country has. This is the beauty of our country, that each part, and I'm talking about only the main language. I have not come to the dialects which are spoken regionally in different parts. As you move from one small area to the other, the dialects differ. Okay, so I'm just talking about only uh, the main languages which are spoken in India. So this actually unites, in spite of having so many religious differences in the sense that the beauty we have a lot of things to learn from each religion. Okay, and similarly we have huge range of languages that we have in India, but still we are one country. In spite of these differences, in spite of these diversities, we are one. Now let's compare two states that will bring further more uniqueness, and you will understand why these states in India are so unique. Why we should be feeling proud to be part of a country which is so diversified. Now I have taken one state from Ladakh and one state from Kerala. Now Ladakh is a desert in mountains, and it lies in Jammu and Kashmir. People over here, because it's a desert area, it's a snow desert, so they depend on melting snow for drinking water. Sheep is important for pashmina wool. people over here, they eat meat and milk products like cheese and butter. And Ladakh had always been attracting its share of traders in the past, as it had caravans which it had passes in which the caravans traveled. They moved, the people in the past moved on caravans, and they had traveled with textiles, spices, raw silk and carpets through the passes that Ladakh had. Similarly, now coming to the state Kerala, it lies in the, we all know, it's the southwest corner of India. It is popularly famous for the spices like pepper, cloves and cardamoms. These are grown here, and it had always, now also if you go to Kerala, you will find amazing spices which are grown here, and it had always been attracting traders for its spices in the past also. Jewish and Arab traders came. Ibn Battuta was a very famous traveler who came here. Now, because we had always been having people from all across many countries who came here, and many of them settled here also. So you will find over here people from different religions living here and practicing their uh, their religious practices and beliefs. Okay, so it has a amalgamation of very many religions in Kerala, still living in harmony, still respecting each other uniqueness. Still, you should be enjoying the diversity that they have in their states. Now if you see fishing net, because it's a coastal state, so people use fishing net, so that actually looks like Chinese fishing net. So you see that in the past also so many traders had come, so this had an exchange also. Now when you go and travel to a place, suppose in your summer break in the past, or you have traveled abroad, when you go, you learn that how beautifully people had been exchanging different things and religious beliefs and other things with each other. So not just in staying in one country we are accepting the uniqueness, we accept this uniqueness between the countries also. We go globally also to accept the uniqueness, to accept the cultural differences that we have with each other, uh, and the diversification we have on our planet. Now coming to the unity in diversity. Now this term unity in diversity was coined by respected Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, who was the first Prime Minister of India. In his book, he wrote a very famous book, Discovery of India. It was written by him. He used this term unity in diversity, and he maintains that India always stood tall to be a united country. If you take British Raj movement, like our Indian freedom struggle, everybody, whether he was rich or poor or Hindu or Muslim or Marathi or any community, any religion, everybody in India together collectively took part in Indian freedom struggle, and we won over the British Raj. So this phrase was used by Jawaharlal Nehru in his book Discovery of India, because he believed that all Indians share the same national pride of having India as their motherland in spite of many differences. Now take the recent example only, like we are fighting corona pandemic right now. Everybody is together as one, because we are not thinking that which background we belong to, we are rich, we are poor. No, we have taken it as one thing to fight against this, and this shows our unity. Now, this is an extract from a poem which was sung after Jallianwala Bagh massacre in Amritsar, which is a place in the state Punjab in India, where General Dyer, during the British Raj, he opened up fire on a large group of unarmed people who were just listening to a public address in this bagh. So after this, uh, when he opened the fire, if you go, you will still, if you happen to visit this Jallianwala Bagh in Amritsar, you will still find the marks of the bullets in the wall. But having said that, if you read these lines which are from this extract, uh, do you find any line in the poem which talks about Indian unity? Yes, there is one. The blood of Hindus and Muslims flows together today. So this line beautifully describes that, because the if you see, Amritsar is a predominantly we have more of Sikh living there, but we had here over there Hindus also, Muslim also, and Sikh also, whose blood was flown over here. They all became part of this massacre. And the people over here, this beautifully describes that in freedom struggle also, uh, all people from India, irrespective of the religion they belong to, they all were part of our Indian freedom struggle. So India, staying together, being together, looking after each other, being one, respecting each other's differences had always been in our culture. We respect everybody's differences. We respect everybody's uniqueness. Be you are from any state, any language you are speaking. Our constitution gives equal rights to everyone, and people in general also respect and believe it, because that proves your mothers must be wearing Kanjivaram sari, which is from south of India. Your mothers must be having Banarsi saris, which is from north of India. Okay, we eat different food, not just from India, from abroad also. So we are respecting not just at in our country level, but globally also. So that is why we say that everybody on this planet should live in peace. Now diversity, just think for a moment, it begins at your home. If you see in your home only, okay, your grandparents must be having a different taste in terms of what they are eating, drinking, wearing, what they watch on TV, okay, the books they read, or the content that you are fond of reading. Now if you are siblings, your brother or sister would be having different taste. No two people are identical. Your parents must be having different taste, the kind of food they wear, the food habits that they have. Just imagine, just speak to them, you will find that difference at your home only. Go a step ahead, you will find in your neighborhood also people speaking a different language, celebrating different festival, and you will see that you are also enjoying it. You don't have any problem with it, because this comes naturally to us. We in India believe in this, accepting this diversity. Okay, and this diversity, these differences is making our life very interesting. As I have discussed earlier, that if you are eating pizza one day and dosa one day, and you're wearing different clothes on different festivals, so uh, you are learning each other's thing. And you can consider, like when you have, suppose in your class also you have a friend who comes from south of India, so you are getting exposed to a different culture, different language, and children learn these language. I mean, you can ask your friend to teach you other third language also, because as such in your school you're learning two languages. So if you have this uh, the this diversity in your school, in your thing, you get to learn. So when you travel, if you suppose you travel to northeast of India, there you will go and find a different way of living life, a different way of living by people. They have a different lifestyle, different language, different way of worship, different way of growing crops, different food that they are eating. So that makes our country very diverse. So this diversity is our beauty. Thank you.